We got the Pittsburgh Steelers coming off their second loss in a row versus the Cincinnati Bengals. My thing on Pittsburgh, it's the drops, man. It's the concentration lapses. Deontay Johnson is the poster child for that. He has so many balls right here, and he can't catch the freaking ball. It's insane. It's concentration. It's not lack of talent. It's concentration. You can look at the analytics and his grades and his catch rate and all that stuff. They're troubling. Look, he's open and he's got the ball, and he's an NFL player. He's going to eventually convert, but when you got James Washington as the fourth receiver in this offense, why not promote James Washington? So I'm concerned. What I'm saying here is, fantasy football-wise, Pittsburgh, I think they'll get back on it. The drops are such an anomaly that you can't think that they're going to continue. But Deontay Johnson might have some mental issues going on. That's a concern because I was riding him in my PPR league. It's going to be tough. Now, in terms of this game, I predict that there will be 46 points scored in this game. Pittsburgh's offense is trending down, but again, it's not because of Ben Roethlisberger's play. It's the receivers. They got to, when they drop these passes, they put them in the third and longs, or they drop the passes on third down and they punt. It's been affecting this team for the last 2 weeks, and it's been legit. I've been talking about this for 2 months. It's maddening, and Pittsburgh cannot do this in the playoffs, and Tomlin knows that. And I think they did the right thing by benching Deontay Johnson for the rest of the first half after that. And you could see, man, too. I know Pittsburgh. I'm talking about Pittsburgh. You could see what Pittsburgh was doing. Buffalo's really good up the sidelines. I said this in my preview last week. Buffalo's really good defensively up the sidelines. They wanted to work the middle of the field, and you could see 4 targets and 2 drives for Deontay Johnson. 1 catch, 3 drops. That was it, man. That was it. The momentum shifted to Buffalo early, and they could never get back on top of that. And then the injuries on defense are an issue too. But let's talk about fantasy starts. Ben Roethlisberger, one of his best matchups of the year. I like him. James Conner, look, I don't like that Pittsburgh goes empty backfield so often. 4 wide, 1 receiver, all that stuff. 5 wide, 4 wide, no running back. 5 wide, no running back. It's an issue to me, and I bang on Dirk Cutter for doing the same thing. Tactically speaking, I get, analytics people always tell me you got the short passes. It's an extension of the run game. Extension of run game does not exist. There is a physical load when you can use your offensive line and just say, I'm going to lean. I'm going to take my 320 pounds that is completely powerful and can run 5 flat 40-yard dash. I'm gonna lean and use all of my power and my athleticism and my weight. I'm gonna lean on the defensive line throughout the game. Teams that can do that tire teams out, and then they can close out the clock. And what I see from Pittsburgh is I know what they're doing, and they did this last year, which actually I don't mind it so much with Ben Roethlisberger. When they were doing it last year with Mason Rudolph and Duck Hodges, it was just like, what are you doing? James Conner, he's not awful. You use him in the run game. But what ends up happening is in the at the last minute left, teams have 3 timeouts, all that stuff. What ends up happening is the defensive line is still fresh enough to try to rush the quarterback. And Roethlisberger's throwing the ball so damn quick it doesn't matter much anyway. But when your receivers aren't catching the ball and the clock's stopping, it leaves you susceptible late in the games as well. So I like Pittsburgh. I do like them. But I think Kansas City and Buffalo have moved ahead of them in terms of playoff strength right now until the receivers can prove that they can catch the ball when the ball's in their hands. Anyway, so James Conner, I think he's going to be completely reliant of screen passes, catching the balls and all that stuff. But I do think he's a start this week. All 3 receivers you start, but watch that depth chart because it would not shock me if Deontay is demoted. I know Pittsburgh wants to use him to work the middle, and he is really dynamic when he catches the ball. But dude, like if he gets in there and another ball, bounces off his hands, pops up, and it turns into an interception, we might not see him for the rest of the game. And that, killed a lot of people that were starting Deontay Johnson when really that was a great matchup for him last week. Eric Ebron, you start. I actually am starting all the receivers for Pittsburgh this week, every receiving option. Cincinnati, I don't like what's going on there. You can start the starting running back. You could start Tyler Boyd, and I'm staying away from everybody else. I don't like the matchup. Even Pittsburgh with their injury issues and defense, I don't like the matchup for Cincinnati. Computer projections, Pittsburgh is -13 versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Brandon Allen left the game. I think he's going to play in Monday Night Football. We'll see how that goes, see if they have to go to a third stringer. Pittsburgh, 26 is the computer projection for them. Cincinnati, 20. This has Cincinnati a safe cover, believe it or not. 13 points. For me personally, I never lay the points. I think Pittsburgh does come out and they cover the spread personally. 13 points, though, for me, usually if it's over 10, I just remove it from my board unless I like the underdog a lot. The favorite, I think Pittsburgh, even on the road, I do think they can cover the spread. but I'm not betting on it, man. 13 points is too much. Anyway, there you go. There's the show. David will be back next week. Again, under the weather. Sucks for him, but I know he's feeling better now. He's been texting me, so that's good. Hey, everybody, make the right choices in your lineup. Play the safe players. Don't go down with the ship. The players are trending downward, and they're having a bad matchup. Like Darrell Henderson, look, he's trending down. I know you rode him in the middle of the season. Don't let that be the reason you'll lose in your playoff matchup. Cam Akers is definitely the guy with the Rams now. Make sure you pay attention to the trends. Make sure you pay attention to the matchups. Start your safe players. Start your stars. But make sure you go for that matchup in the waiver wire because that's what's going to get you into the finals or that championship if you're in championship week. Hey, everybody, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Check you again next week.